Hello everyone, welcome to my first session. Today we'll discuss about JavaScript variables.
In this session, we'll demonstrate the variables by taking data from the user, work with it, and show it to the user. At the end of this session, you'll be able to make an application that takes two numbers and sums it up.
So let's get started.
JavaScript variables. What is JavaScript variables? They are containers for storing data values. So in this example, this is the syntax of declaring a JavaScript variable. We say var, the variable's name, assignment operator, the data value. The assignment operator here is more like a command. So you say you give an order to the variable x to store the data value, which is 5. Same thing goes here. We say var, the variable's name, which is y, assignment operator, and the data value, which is 7. So in the third example, it stores the sum of x and y, which is 5 and 7. So the result is stored in variable z. So z stores the value 12. JavaScript variables must be identified with unique names. They can be short ones like x, or can be descriptive like age, sum, and total volume. JavaScript variable names can only contain letters, digits, underscores, and dollar signs. It must begin with a letter or with a dollar sign or with an underscore, but it cannot begin with a digit. Variable names are case sensitive, so if you identify variable name with little y, it's different than the capital Y. JavaScript reserved words cannot be used as names, like JavaScript or var. The assignment operator, as we said before, it is not equal to, it means assignment, which you say you give a command to the variable to store something. Variables can store numbers like 100 or text values like John Doe. Text value in programming is referred as strings. JavaScript variable can hold many types of data, and we are going to show that later on. Okay, so that was the theoretical part of JavaScript variables. Now we are going to explain it practically. But before we start, you might ask yourself, what is the use of variables? Well, you already know that JavaScript variable stores data, and most of applications depends on data from the user. So variables store these data that comes from the user. Now that is what we are going to demonstrate today in our practical explanation. So I'm going to create a new file, call it index.html, and I'm going to set it up. Second thing, we are going to create our JavaScript file, which we will call script.js. Now we are going to link them. Okay, so let's test it out. We're going to use a built-in function called alert, which is more like a pop-up. I'm going to say in hello world. And it works. So as we already know, we can assign a variable with this syntax. We say var Let's give the variable's name x and assign it to be a hello world. Now instead of typing in here hello world, we can use a variable x which is saying hello world. Now let's see if it works, and it works. Okay, now we want to take a data from the user and store it in a variable. We got a built-in function called prompt, which we can type in a message. Let's say what's your name. Let's comment that. Okay, now let's see what is going to show up. Okay, so it says what's your name, and I can type in through. I'll type in Ziad and press OK, but nothing happens. Well, the data I typed in, which is Ziad, is gone because we didn't store it in a variable. So we can just store that in a variable by typing in var name assignment operator and the function. Now that function returns what I type in the box. So when it returns, it stores in the variable name. Now we can use that variable. Now we can use the variable name to show up by saying alert the variable name. So I'm going to type in my name Ziad and say OK. Now it is going to type in my name. And yeah, that's how variables work. Okay, so from what we demonstrated today, we can make a small calculator which takes two numbers and sums it up. So let's do that. Okay, so first we're going to make a variable called first number. We are going to use the prompt function, say enter the first number. Same thing goes for the second variable, which is second number. Now we're going to make a third variable which is called result, and that will be the sum of the first number and the second number. And we're going to alert the result. So let's try it out. So we're going to say enter the first number, which is 1, and the second number, which is 1. Let's keep it simple. Now the result is different from what we expected, and that's because of string concatenation, which means that prompt returns string and this prompt returns string as well. That means that the result is more like 1 plus 1, like that. These are called text values, which means that 1 will be aligned next to this 1. So it shows 11, not 2. So we have to convert this string to a digit. To convert it into a digit, we're going to use a function called parse int, which is short for parse integer, and we're going to pass in the function prompt, which will return the string. Same thing goes here. Now we can get our expected answer. Let's write it out. I'm going to say 1 plus 1, and it is 2. So that's it for today. If you have any questions, just message me and I'm going to answer you. I hope you enjoyed this sessions and see you all in the next session. Goodbye.